is the only site, like the site that is reporting all of them, like Barstool, like MMA, whatever, is from like Digital Music News. Doesn't seem like that reputable. And then on top of that, I don't see why the story is only coming out now when the deal was announced in like what, March, April or something. Digital Music News. Like, why is it like that? Employees knew who Rogan was when they signed the deal. We knew what the amount allegedly was when the deal came out. Why is it only now?
They want to silence him as we come up to the election.
When he's saying, "Oh, I'll moderate the debate. I'll moderate a debate. I'll do something political." All of a sudden, all these like fluff pieces come out trying to slander him.
I really think that's it, right? I think they're trying to remove him from political influence. What can we do to remove him from political? Can we scare him? Can we scare him enough that he won't bring up these things on his podcast out of fear that the deal will go away? Let's put out enough news stories where he feels like he can't say what he wants and he can't share his opinion because it's too costly, and then he doesn't even do it.
Just get in his head and he'll tiptoe. If he's like, "Oh, should I say it or should I not?" He'll pull back. That's what I think. Yeah, I agree. I think that's what it might be. I'm skeptical if there's any Spotify fans that are really like, we're gonna protest. Like, I don't even know if it's happening on the inside at all.
Of course not. I really don't think it is. And there's no grounds to, because of some of the music that we've all listened to is way more foul. Way more foul. No justification. You could argue that some of the podcasts that he has on that they might, take offense to, right? You could argue that they're not meant to offend. The intention is not meant to offend. The intention is some sort of discourse, right?
It's an intellectual debate about a controversial topic.
That's it. Intellectual debate about a controversial topic. Saying, I'm going to let the bodies hit the floor, right? Saying, I'm going to kill this guy who cheated on me on some Dixie Chick shit. I'm going to poison the fucking man who, like, saying, I'm going to sell drugs and fuck these bitches and I'm going to kill motherfuckers that are in rival gangs. Saying all that shit. There's no intellectual discourse right there.
No.
This is, I'm the most badass motherfucker.
Yeah, and then on top of that, if you're going after the character of the people themselves, there's artists on there that have way worse character than Rogan.
Yep.
That's true. Felonies.
Yeah, to Akash's point, whatever.
Yeah, and then to the Tory Lanez point, which is interesting, you saw it with 6ix9ine where they blacklisted him, and then Tory put out the album this weekend. I guess he put out this weekend.
Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
Right? So he puts out the album, and I think he ends up selling 50,000 copies or something like that. I don't know. That's what Academics posted. That's where I get my news. Shouts out. And I went and he wasn't getting any playlisting, and he was. I think someone was complaining about that, or maybe Ack was like saying he wasn't getting playlisting, meaning he wasn't showing up on these playlists that Spotify has, right? And it's really interesting to me because this is a streaming service using their influence to suppress an artist, right? We saw it also with Tekashi, right? All I thought after that was, wait, if they could suppress an artist without admitting they're doing it, but just suppress an artist, can they blow up an artist? And if an artist was signed to a label that was, say, a percentage owner of the streaming platform, big equity owner, maybe just big investor, do you think they could blow up that artist? Now, I'm not saying that this is the case.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for some reason, Spotify, whenever I'm listening to anything, will not stop recommending Machine Gun Kelly, Logic, and Joyner Lucas. I've never listened to any of their music. I'm sure they're nice guys. I've never once said I want to listen to a Machine Gun Kelly song except the Eminem diss, which I thought was really good. Outside of that, I've never once. I press skip every single time Machine Gun Kelly, Joyner Lucas, or Logic come on. I press skip. I am telling the algorithm, do not give me this music.
There was a white rapper on Pandora they kept trying to send me, and I kept thumbs downing everything he would do.
And they keep on pushing.
And they keep pushing that shit. So that's a very valid point.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
If you could suppress an artist, can you promote one?
It could be as simple as Mark pointed out one time, the Rap Caviar playlist on Spotify is massive. Just throw that
That's
shit
a
on.
private playlist, though.
Private playlist, but you could
Rap
you could
Caviar, I
figure
think
that
it
out.
might be Spotify.
That is Spotify?
It might be.
Okay, because they have like your daily drive or something like that, which is an algorithmed playlist.
I think the labels cut deals with the playlist.
Now we talking, okay? This is where shit gets interesting. Labels, I'm assuming, are cutting deals. Or if you want to get even more nefarious, stock owners. Hey, we want to own $2 million worth of Spotify stock, or $20 million worth, or $100 million, whatever it is. We're an early investor in Spotify, okay? I'm an early investor in Spotify. I got artists under my label. I would like you to give them a leg up against the competition. You don't have to make people like their song, but you can keep on putting it in front of them. And that's literally what the algorithm does. How is that any different than the radio industry?
Yeah.
Right? Payola record labels.
Also, like a digital version of payola.
This is digital payola. Wait, and this is where it gets interesting. Record labels back in the day, they would pay the DJs and I think the stations in general, then it became illegal, but to play their records, right? So realistically, the only way that an artist could get radio play is if they had a label, right? And the only way that they could get into a record store, Tower Records, is if they had a label, because the label had the connections to Tower Records and what is it, VHM or whatever these places were, right?